blossoms for its own joy. Oscar Wilde. Life has a way of moving so fast that we forget to pause, to take in the beauty of the small things, to notice what truly matters. But my son, in his beautiful way of seeing the world, never forgets. He often brings me flowers, little treasures he finds outside. They're not the kind you'd see in a florist shop. More often than not, they're weeds, wild and unpolished. But to him, they are precious. And because they are precious to him, they are precious to me. Each time he runs through the door, hands outstretched, offering his latest discovery, I remind myself to see through his eyes. To him, these flowers are perfect. They are beautiful because they are gifts, because they are chosen with care, because they represent a moment when he saw something special and wanted to share it with me. And in that moment, I'm reminded that validation isn't about how the world defines value, but how love does. Too often we dismiss what does not fit into our preconceived notions of worth. We measure things by standards that someone else created. We determine what is good and what is not good, without stopping to consider what someone else might see, what someone else might feel. But what if we choose to look at things differently? What if we stopped judging by appearance and started valuing things for the meaning behind them? My son doesn't see weeds, he sees flowers. And in his eyes, that makes them flowers. How often do we disregard the gifts of others simply because they don't fit our definition of perfect? How many times do we overlook someone else's effort because it wasn't what we expected? We dismiss people, ideas, and opportunities just because they don't come in the package we imagine. But love doesn't work that way. True appreciation doesn't work that way. To love someone is to see them. It is to acknowledge their efforts, to embrace their perspective, to accept what matters to them should matter to us. When my son hands me a tiny, wilted flower, I do not see a weed. I see his joy, his excitement, his desire to share something beautiful with me. And that makes it the most beautiful thing in the world. What if we treated the world with the same tenderness? What if instead of dismissing people because they do not fit our expectations, we embrace them for who they are? What if we learned to find beauty in places we never thought to look? What if we understood that value is not dictated by society, but by the love with which something is given? Imagine a world where no one's gifts were ignored, where no effort went unnoticed, where every contribution, no matter how small, was met with gratitude. That world begins with us. It begins with how we choose to see things. It begins with the way we decide to appreciate what others offer, not for how it looks, but for the heart behind it. My son teaches me this lesson every time he brings me a flower. He doesn't care that it isn't store-bought, that it isn't rare or expensive. He only knows that he found something beautiful and wanted to share it with me. And that is what makes it priceless. We all have the ability to validate others, to make them feel seen, to remind them that their offerings, no matter how small, matter. A kind word, a moment of listening, an acknowledgement of someone's effort, even when it's different from our own expectations. These things can change lives. Smelling the flowers means more than simply pausing to enjoy life's beauty. It means opening our hearts to perspectives beyond our own. It means recognizing that worth is not found in perfection, but in meaning. It means choosing to embrace life, not as we think it should be, but as it is, and all its raw, unfiltered imperfection. Life has a way of presenting us with challenges, moments that feel overwhelming, unfair, and impossible to navigate. But just as my son teaches me to see beauty in the flowers he picks, even when they are weeds, we must learn to find meaning and value in the difficult seasons of our lives. We must learn to smell the flowers, even in the midst of adversity. Consider the challenges of loss. Losing a loved one, a job, or even a dream can feel like devastation, like the ground beneath us has disappeared. But what if we take a moment to pause and breathe? We might notice the small gifts hidden in the pain, the love that was shared, the lessons learned, the resilience that grows in its place. Even in grief, there are flowers, memories that warm the heart, moments of connection that deepen relationships, and newfound strength that carries us forward. Think about failure. We often see failure as a dead end, a sign that we weren't good enough or that we should stop trying. But failure is filled with flowers if we take the time to notice them. It teaches us perseverance. It redirects us to new paths. It humbles us and refines us, making us wiser, stronger, and more prepared for what comes next. The greatest successes in life are built on the lessons learned in failure. And what about uncertainty? There are lessons in life where we don't know what's next. When we feel lost, afraid, and unsure of how to move forward. But even in uncertainty, there are flowers. The unknown forces us to grow, to trust, to lean on faith instead of fear. It opens doors we never would have walked through if we stayed where we were comfortable. Uncertainty is where transformation happens, where we discover parts of ourselves we never knew existed. Even in rejection, we can find flowers. When someone walks away from us, when an opportunity closes, when we hear no instead of yes, it's easy to feel unworthy, unloved, and forgotten. But what if rejection is just redirection? What if it's the universe or God guiding us towards something better? Every closed door teaches us resilience, sharpens our focus, and pushes us toward the places and people meant for us. Hardship itself is full of hidden beauty. When we go through financial struggles, we learn resourcefulness. When we experience loneliness, we learn to appreciate companionship. When we face illness, we discover the value of health, of time, of simply being alive. Every struggle contains something valuable, something we can hold on to, something that helps us grow. But we have to choose to see it. We have to choose to smell the flowers. Smelling the flowers doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending that everything is okay. It means choosing to find meaning in the struggle, to acknowledge the beauty hidden within the chaos, and to trust that even the hardest seasons are not without purpose. So the next time life presents you with a challenge, take a deep breath. Look around. There are flowers here, even now. They may not be what you expected, but they are here, waiting for you to notice them. So how do we train ourselves to smell the flowers in every season of life? Here are 3 simple but powerful directives. 1, shift your perspective. When challenges arise, don't just see what's been lost. Look for what can be gained. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can this grow me? Just like my son sees beauty in the weeds, train your mind to see value in every experience, even the painful ones. 2, embrace the present. Too often we wait for a better time to appreciate life. But joy is found in the now, not in some distant future. Smell the flowers today. Find beauty in the little things. A smile, a lesson learned, a moment of peace, or an unexpected act of kindness. Gratitude in the present transforms even the hardest moments into something meaningful. And 3, trust the process. Life's hardships are not random. They are part of a greater journey. Just as flowers bloom in their own time, so will the purpose behind your struggles. Have faith that every season, whether joyful or difficult, is leading you somewhere important. So keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep believing that beauty is always within reach. No matter what life throws your way, remember, there are always flowers waiting to be found. Take the time to see them. Take the time to smell them. And most importantly, take the time to appreciate the beauty hidden in every moment. Now smell the flowers. You've got this. Peace and blessings. Dr. O.